Informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day. Welcome to your noon for Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. I'm Kevin Smith. A group of 40 Guyanese men and women from all walks of life, along with 5 civil society organizations, have written to President Irfaan Ali to urge that he pause and take stock of the oil and gas sector, specifically as it pertains to the inherent environmental risks to the country and its regional neighbors. In the letter dated November 11th, the citizens told the head of state that they fear the aggressive manner in which oil development is being pursued is bad for Guyana. The group recalled that in October of 2020, it was Ali who warned that Guyana is particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels. They said the president's statement was confirmed by scientific modeling predicting that Georgetown will be under the sea by 2030. In light of this, they said we cannot support the government's policy to produce oil and gas, especially with a full steam ahead approach, when every ton of greenhouse gas pollution contributes to the destruction of our capital city, coastal plains and ocean. Since the president admitted Guyana's vulnerability in 2020, the concerned Guyanese said climate change conditions have gotten worse across the earth. And as the nation awaits the completion of a $9 billion review of the expenses handed to the country by ExxonMobil between the years 2018 and 2020, economist Elson Lowe has said that amendments to the Petroleum Act are needed to institute strict penalties on officials for failure to conduct such audits and attempting to conceal the findings of it. Lowe yesterday said he finds it troubling that President Ali only recently came out to announce the delayed time for the Exxon audit. It was in May of this year that the contract was signed for a 4-month review of the oil company's expenses for the offshore activities. The process was expected to be completed in September. However, the team needed an additional 3 months, President Irfaan Ali said last Friday. Lowe believes that the government should be mandated to submit the audit reports to a subcommittee of Parliament, such as the Public Accounts Committee or one of the special committees under the House. And in other news, a Kwakwani Region 10 man on Sunday last went berserk, killing the male friend of his wife and also injuring the woman. The man had seen the pair together drinking beers. Dead is 28-year-old truck driver Joshua Dienid of Kwakwani Staff, Upper Berbice River. The suspect is a 36-year-old driver of Kwakwani Airstrip. According to police, the incident happened on Sunday at about 2 hours 10 at Bushpool, Kwakwani Staff Hill. The confrontation erupted in an argument which then led to the suspect arming himself with a broken glass bottle and started stabbing both Dienid and his wife. The suspect is yet to be arrested as investigations are continuing. With an increase in the number of persons working in the mining sector, the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association has committed to continuing its lobbying of the government of Guyana to address the issues plaguing the mining sector while seeking additional benefits. The association's president, Andron Alfonso, said that the number of persons entering the mining industry is on the rise. According to a press release issued by the association, Alfonso announced that through lobbying efforts and collaboration with the government, the association has been able to unlock several benefits for miners. Among the benefits mentioned were tax incentives. During his report on the progress for the reporting year, the association's president said that while concessions have been given to the industry, there remain a number of issues that ought to be addressed. Among those issues are the rising cost of production, the lack of adequate infrastructure, labor shortages, and the ongoing effort to find a concrete solution that will allow the industry to transition to mercury-free mining. And moving on, a cutlass-wielding man on Monday entered the Bohemia Primary School located at number 19 Public Road, East Berbice, Quarantine, in a frantic search for a female parent whom he claimed owes him money. The man, who is yet to be identified, reportedly waved the cutlass in front of a worker at the school before entering the canteen and sending both children and parents scampering to safety. After he was unable to find the woman he was in search of, the man chopped an electric motorcycle that was parked on the number 19 Public Road. It is unclear if the motorcycle belonged to the woman he was searching for. The matter was reported to the police station, but the police reportedly took approximately 40 minutes to arrive on the scene, and the man made good his escape on foot. It is understood that the school does not have a security guard. And just before we head to a short break, let's tell you that the Court of Appeal has reserved its judgment in an appeal filed by Pastor Andrew Hannibal, who is currently serving a 40-year jail sentence for raping a 15-year-old girl. The appeal was heard by Acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Yonit Cummings-Edwards, and Justices of Appeal Rishi Prasad, Don Gregory. Marceline Bacchus and Dranat Gosai represented the convicted child rapist. The pastor, who was convicted for raping a schoolgirl in 2018, is hoping that the appeal court will overturn his conviction and a 40-year jail sentence. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 10 in Guyana. We'll take a short break and return with your news.
Wanting to protect your family during these difficult times of COVID-19 is natural.
Stay at home, wash your hands often, and don't touch your face.
Yes, Daddy.
But are you doing these things too? And do you practice social distancing? Do you keep 3 to 6 feet away when you're shopping? Or at least stay an arm's length away in the supermarket? Remember, children learn from adults. So if you're not obeying the precautions, neither will they. We have to work towards the new normal together to keep our families safe and protected. Be part of the solution, don't add to the problem. Teach by example and do the right things.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
Get the drive with Lucozade Energy. Buy Lucozade and enter for a chance to win the grand prize of a Toyota Hilux. Plus, win up to 500,000 instant prizes, including Fitbit watches, GoPros, earbuds, Amazon gift cards, and free Lucozade. To enter, buy one of the Lucozade Energy promo bottles and look under the cap for your code. Enter it online or send it via WhatsApp. See press and social media for details. Buy, win, and get the drive with Lucozade Energy today. Lucozade, taste the energy.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. In keeping with Friday's court ruling, the government of Guyana on Monday issued a local content certificate to Rams Logistics Guyana Incorporated, but disclosed that it is exploring the option to appeal the ruling. This certification means that Rams is registered in Guyana's local content registry and is certified to provide goods and services to Guyana's oil and gas sector. The company can also seek an extension of its current contract to provide services to ExxonMobil Guyana. Meanwhile, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal on Monday said that the regulations and guidelines to support and strengthen the legislation are being drafted. Nandlal said the Local Content Act number 18 of 2021 has provided a solid foundation which has guided the oil and gas sector since its enactment. He said the legislation has enabled a protective network for the interest of Guyanese and Guyanese companies operating in the sector. Randall said measures will also address the conduct of operators in the sector, including their compliance levels with related legislative and administrative requirements, as they strive to achieve the legislation's core intent, that is to protect and promote Guyana's best interest. In the next 5 months, no longer will grade 7 students of the East Rheinveld Secondary School be taught in tents, as the Ministry of Education on Monday signed a contract for the construction of a new teaching block to house the students. The contract, which is worth $172 million, was signed by the ministry's permanent secretary, Alfred King, and the contractor, Delft Construction, at the school's auditorium. Meanwhile, Senior Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh on Monday participated in a roundtable meeting with the British Trade Mission to Guyana to further discuss how Guyana and the United Kingdom can forge closer ties. The meeting was held at the Marriott Hotel. The mission, led by British High Commissioner to Guyana, Her Excellency Jane Miller, is a partnership between the Department for International Trade of the British High Commission, the Caribbean Council, and the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Its aim is to increase growth in trade and investment between Britain and Guyana. And as we wrap things up, we close things off as usual with page 7 of today's Kaieteur News, dedicated to being blind. Removal of derelict vehicles from public spaces. The government plans to remove derelict vehicles and encumbrances from parapets. Those are eyesores and a positive development. Similarly, the PPPC government should remove derelict ministers from Parliament. Further, the government must remove derelict heads of state agencies. Like physical derelicts, there are too many losers and waste of precious space in government. They are a waste of space and should be given the boot. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's Newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.